Wiki just don't have.
Welcome to the Kombat AllStar Show, brought to you by Quantum VFX, making the impossible possible. I am Kombat AllStar.
And this is your girl, Random Girl.
Indeed it is. Today we got a lot to talk about as always, but before we get into it, I want to talk to you guys about Tremor. Yes, that Mortal Kombat character that's hardly around, but is around. And there's a petition out there to get him in the next MKX game. I posted a link below in the last show, but just in case you guys didn't, don't look at the description, wanted to talk about it a little bit here. It's got a gang of signatures. Always need more. Ed Boon has actually been looking at this petition. Has been kind of blown away. So, go and check out the petition, sign the petition, and, the guy who's doing it, Tremor BD on Twitter, he's doing an amazing job promoting it. Thank you for watching the show. He watches the show. So, go out there and if you don't know about Twitter, go on MK Wiki. If you don't know about Tremor, go on MK Wiki Tremor and find out who he is. He's an orange ninja. He's really, really cool. And he's only been in one game as kind of just in the story, but not really playable unless you want to count Mortal Kombat 9 PSP version. But on the big screen, I guess it doesn't really count too much. So we want to have him playable, a good fleshed out storyline. Go and sign that petition for me, and game on. Let's get into it, right? Let's talk comic books. Want to take the time out to talk about my man Spawn. Now, Spawn is a character, for those of you who don't know, is an awesome freaking character by the guy Todd McFarlane, who co-created Venom, who resurrected Spider-Man back in the day when no one wanted to read him anymore. And he's an epically violent character. He's the flagship character of Image Comics. So Spawn has been, Al Simmons' Spawn, I should say, has been out of the comics for a while now, like years. And Todd McFarlane wants to bring him back. He wants to bring him back in a big way, in an epic way, and he wants to do it across media. So the first issue of Spawn Resurrection, Spawn Resurrection, issue number 1 came out this month, and I think it's gonna be issue 250, and then he's gonna, continue. For those of you who know, Todd McFarlane, he only does one issue of Spawn. He doesn't do those alternate universe stuff or anything like that. He just continues it. So there will only be one issue number 1 Spawn. But anyway, so he's coming back out. He's gonna have a movie in a couple years. He released the license to Mortal Kombat for a certain window of time he talked about, so they can take advantage and use that character if they choose. Doesn't look like they're doing it, but you never know. But Spawn is an awesome character. Very dark, very. It makes you think about life. You know what I mean? About the choices you make, and even though you may have made some good choices, even though you made some bad choices, I should say. The choices that you make, what's that saying? The road to hell was paved with good intentions. Because Spawn has made a lot of really bad choices and had very good intentions, and he's in the predicament that he's in now. He's hunted hunted by the angels and banned from hell because he double-crossed the devil. So you got angels trying to kill him, and you got devils trying to kill him, and it's a big mess.
He's screwed.
Yeah, he's screwed. If you haven't read Spawn, go and check it out. Spawn Resurrection. Tell me what you guys think about it if you've read it. If you haven't read it, go check it out. I'm actually going to check it out, see what this is all about. I haven't checked it out yet, but it's a lot of buzz around it. It's looking to shape up like one of the biggest returns ever, especially since it's going to be in so much media. So that's my little rant for today about comics. Like I said, Spawn is amazing. He was in Soul Calibur back in the day, big in the 90s. Can't wait to see what they do with him now. It's going to be awesome to see a brand new movie with the visual effects that you have out today, as opposed to the craziness that was the 90s.
Yeah, the early 90s. So who is going to be Spawn?
They haven't casted it yet, so we don't know who's going to be Spawn.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. I want to see who's going to be Spawn.
Mm-hmm. It'd be cool to see Michael Jai Wright reprise the role, but I don't know, maybe he's not the guy you want to go to for this generation. He is a lot older, but he doesn't look it. Keeps himself in great shape, looks young. So, we'll see.
You could be Spawn.
I could be Let's talk wrestling. Wrestling is kicking the door off the hinges this week, man. They're kicking the door off the hinges this week. So, in wrestling, lots of stuff went on. We had Grave Consequences, Lucha Underground tore the house down. That was the best casket match I have seen since the Yokozuna vs. Undertaker casket match when he raised from the dead. Epic match. But it is WrestleMania season, so let's get into some WrestleMania predictions. We got my man over here, KP, and Gooba Tengu the third second junior, wrestling analyst, twin brother. They're going to be talking about what they think about WrestleMania and who they think is going to win. So what's the word on the street, fellas? KP, let's start with you first, man. What do you think about WrestleMania 31?
Thank you for having me. Kombat, glad to be back again on the All-Star show. Let's talk about WrestleMania matches and what will definitely transpire as far as the winners are concerned. So first up, in our Intercontinental Championship garbage ladder match, Daniel Bryan, the winner of this match, has just been shoehorned in. There were only supposed to be 6 guys. Those other 6 guys could use the win toward that belt. Dean Ambrose, namely, could really use a win. Has not won a pay-per-view since he split with the Shield. However, you could just have a riot if you don't let Daniel Bryan win at WrestleMania from now on. I mean, that's what you get. That's the yes movement for you. Deal with it. Moving on. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Probably going to go to Ryback. There's like, 29 other people there? Doesn't matter. It's going to Ryback. I get, Miz and Mizdow will probably eliminate each other if they're both in the match. I don't really know. I haven't paid attention to who all the entrants are. Storylines for the mid-card are just falling flat these days. It's so weird that Divas match, tag team match, there is no Divas belt on the line. Makes no sense. I would much rather prefer they throw in the stipulation whoever captures a pinfall for either team is then the champion. That way we have the dynamic of the Bella Sisters. Bella Sisters, I'm going to go with that. Bella Sisters not getting along. But clearly, since they've been running roughshod since their little thing since SummerSlam, and getting Stephanie McMahon involved and pushing them up to the top tier of the Divas division. This win is going to go to PJ. That's what we're going to call that. No questions asked. Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. Probably the best singles match on the card. Yeah, I'll go with that one. I don't care who wins. I would prefer Randy. Neither's going to look bad after this, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, it almost would work better. Randy wins, and Seth still holds onto that briefcase and cashes in later at that night. We'll get to that later. Bray Wyatt versus Taker. Undertaker has to win. We haven't even seen him on TV since Brock Lesnar just beat his ass on the ground with his penis. Anyway, so sorry, Bray. You need to go 0-2. I'm sorry, man. Sting versus Triple H. If anyone thinks Triple H is going to win that, you're crazy. Go home, you're drunk. It is going to be Sting. All the way. Rusev versus Cena. As I believe I said a couple episodes ago on your show, Combat, this will set Rusev's career back a good 6 months, 2 years. Because Cena is winning this U.S. title. There's no other way about it, unfortunately. I don't like it, but I don't write for WWE, so what are you going to do? Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I thought about this one. There's spoilers and dirt sheets going crazy out there on the internet. It looks like it's going to be Brock, but it could last minute change. He could double back on a safe bet and just give it to Roman. And Seth Rollins cashes in. We got a feud for the summer. So I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. I don't want to. I'm just going to do it.
You know what, cuz KP, I Stone Cold don't agree with you, man. I don't agree, alright? First of all, you know what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar may be the golden boy of WWE right now, homie. But let me tell you something. When it comes to that belt, there ain't nothing come between Vince McMahon and that title, homie. Nothing. Not Bret Hart, not nobody, homie. So we ain't walking off joining UFC with the World Heavyweight title. You know what I'm saying? The WWE World Heavyweight title. Ain't gonna happen, homie. Ain't gonna happen. Roman Reigns, he gonna give it to Roman Reigns, you know what I'm saying? He love that family like it's his own family, man. I'm telling you, Usos gotta push, you know what I'm saying? Hachi, Peter Maivia, all of them. Wild Samoans, the list goes on and on, homie. Yokozuna was the longest reigning WWE champion in the 90s. Look it up, homie. It's facts. It's factual. He loved them Samoans. Alright? Roman Reigns gonna have the title. Don't let it fool you, homie. Don't let it fool you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Well, thank you, Gooba to Go at the third second junior, and thank you, our wrestling analyst KP. you guys have some very valid opinions. And you know, like Goober Jagor, Third Second Junior said, I do agree with most of what KP said, but I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, that Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns match is going to be pretty interesting. So we'll see if the internet buzz is right or if WWE's throwing another swerve at us.
Thank you, Combat.
You know what, Combat? I'm happy to be here, homie. Anytime you need me,
I'm out.
GG will be here, baby.
Let's talk video games. In video games, want to talk about WWE 2K15. Been having a lot of fun with this game. It's awesome. Was really, upset in the beginning because of all the DLC. I felt like they were kind of nickel and diming me to death. But then, eventually got over it. One of the things I never really liked about the game is the showcase mode. Because, reliving, I guess, matches or feuds at random, it doesn't really appeal to me. I don't like doing, the step-by-step deals, to hit 5 finishers, kick out of a pin. Like, to me, it was just really stupid. Honestly, really stupid. They had the CM Punk versus John Cena in there, and they had Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in there. And to be perfectly honest, who cares? Right? Who cares? But the latest showcase mode came out, Mark Henry's Hall of Fame, or Hall of Pain, and it was awesome. I actually sat through this thing. I love Mark Henry, first of all. His Hall of Pain storyline was just amazing. So I sat through this thing, and I basically devoured this showcase mode in like a couple hours, you know what I mean? I think it was like 2 hours one day and then maybe 1.5 hours the next day. And it was just awesome. It was awesome. It was epic. I feel like Mark Henry doesn't get enough play out there. He's a really dominant guy. And they did awesome with this showcase mode. And I'm loving it. Now
I'm taking on all comers.
Yeah. They had like little clips of him, just talking about, how I was talking trash to the fans. He was like, this is my moment. And I ain't sharing it with none of you. Y'all don't deserve it. So he was, doing that, and it was awesome. I loved it. I loved everything about it. And I think the next one's going to be Ultimate Warrior showcase mode, and it's going to come with a bunch of people, Big Boss Man, everybody. And it's just awesome. And another thing I like about the showcase mode, it comes with a lot of people. So in Mark Henry showcase mode, for example, it came with 3 different versions of Mark Henry, including the Hall of Pain Mark Henry. It came with versions of like Randy Orton from 2011, Daniel Bryan from 2011, from when he was Team Hell No, when he had his jacket, short hair. Also came the Christian at One More Match showcase mode came out too, and that had Edge, which I've been wanting to play with for a long time. Christian was in that pack. These are characters that are coming with these showcase packs, by the way, and they're just awesome. Awesome. Can't say enough good things about it. If you have WWE 2K15, you're not digging the showcase mode, go and download this one. Try out the Mark Henry showcase mode. I guarantee it'll make you love showcase mode. I'm actually going to go back and play the other ones just because they might be good. So go check it out. If you played it, let me know what you think. If you haven't, it's worth it.
And let me say something.
It's
one thing to actually see the wrestlers fight and watch it on TV and see them do it, but to actually relive it and you're the one playing it, I think it's pretty awesome.
It's epic. It's epic.
You're like reliving the moment, which I think is pretty cool.
And it's awesome. You get there's nostalgia tied to it. You're reliving the moment. It's amazing. Those guys did a great job. Great job. Let's talk visual effects. I would love to talk to you all about visual effects, but there is nothing going on in the visual effects world right now. So, how about this? You guys tell me, what is the most visual effects heavy movie you've ever seen and that you loved? So what's your favorite visual effects heavy movie that you loved? That's a good one, right? Early in the show I talked about Spawn. I would have to say that's probably, the visual effects in that was pretty ridiculous. It was over the top and it was unnecessary, like comically unnecessary. But I'd have to say the story was still solid. It was a good script. That's going to be my favorite visual effects movie that had too much visual effects in it from back in the day ever. So what's yours? What's your favorite visual effects movie?
That's what they had to do though in the 90s, because they just kind of invented it, didn't they, in the 90s?
Well, it was new, and they did go haywire. Even Tom McFarlane admitted, whoa, like whoa, this is too much. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that was after it was released, of course.
Because, you know, usually they had, like, the robots and, like, the clones. That was before visual effects. And then, you know, visual effects comes along. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I thought it was pretty cool.
Valid
At
point.
the time.
It was still pretty crazy. It was still
I
pretty
think it was
crazy.
good for what it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And also, what was also heavy effects with heavy visual effects? Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat wasn't too bad. They were sparing with it. Yeah. I mean, the hell scenes in the original Spawn movie, holy crap. You know, it was just... They had to crash a lot of computers back at Image Comics, so...
Yeah, I think it was good for the 90s. But my favorite visual effects movie would have to be both of the Planet of the Apes movies. Not the back in the day Planet of the Apes movies, but the newer ones that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were really good. They won a lot of awards. Visual Effects Society gave them a lot of awards too, so good choice.
So that's mine. What'd you say yours was?
Mine's a Spawn.
Oh, okay.
Spawn. From back in the day. Not the new stuff, but back in the day.
Oh, okay.
It was crazy. Haywire.
All right. So yeah, let us know what movie that you like had the most visual effects that went all out and crazy. What is your favorite visual effects movie?
What is it? Thank you once again for coming out to watch the Kombat AllStar show, hitting that subscribe button, and joining me and Combat Girl on Twitter at Kombat AllStar or at Quantum.
Random Girl. You said Combat Girl.
Oh, well, sorry. Random Girl at Quantum VFX. So, go ahead, follow us. See what we're thinking, see what we're talking about. Always talk about cool stuff, so does she. And as always, we will see you next time, my friends.
Later.